As leaders, we could feel overwhelmed when it comes to running our business at any time. Add in a pandemic, add in government paperwork, add in negotiations with stakeholders, managing staff, and even throw in homeschooling. And that feeling of being overwhelmed has been and continues to be exacerbated for us as leaders. The end result is the health of both our business, our department, and even ourselves is profoundly impacted. What is scary is no matter our experience, no matter at different times, we can all suffer a feeling of being overwhelmed. I know it. I know when I feel it because my productivity is just suffocated. I feel lethargic and my positivity goes. Question is, where do I start? Welcome to JTInTheRaw, show 239, coming to you live from a car park at Sydney Airport. I'm off to Melbourne today because we are running a terrific little event down there, which is a networking event for people who are in the fitness industry in Victoria. We're not charging anything. We've just booked a pub out for lunch and hoping people from Victoria come along. And after a tumultuous year, we come together just to chew the thin and support each other. Just have conversations. Anyway, this week I thought I would share with you some thoughts about being overwhelmed, because see, overwhelmed is a real emotion and it can feel all-consuming. It can be extremely confronting for us as leaders and even our team. And as a result, it can be very difficult for us to think clearly, act rationally, and even function in a normal way. It's very uncomfortable, and it will increasingly bleed from our work life into our family life. So I kind of like using a metaphor of being overwhelmed is kind of like this, that you're submerged in the rough waves of a surf. And you kind of get this concept that you want to swim to the surface, but you can't quite get there. And therefore, because of what's going on and swirling around you, you've lost clarity and you're not sure which way is up until there's a break in the waves. And when there's a break in the waves, you can come to the surface, you get a breath, recalibrate where you're at, and then make your next strategic move. And after the year that we've had, after the year or the years or the days that we continue to have, it's not surprising that both staff and our leadership teams feel like they've been caught in this whitewash of surf. Our job as a leader is to help reduce that feeling of overwhelmedness, if that is even a word right now. Okay, let me give you six ways to reduce the feeling of being overwhelmed so that you maintain your productivity and your performance levels at work. Number one is self-care. You need to ensure, love a new word, overwhelmedness. Ensure you maintain your own exercise habits. Oh, you're overwhelmed, Marissa. I get it. All right, number one. Well, you were doing this. Number one, self-care. Ensure you maintain your own exercise habits, whether that's weight training, whether that's HIIT training, whether that's meditating. You must maintain your own self-care. Ensure you take a vacation. Ensure you take the weekends off. Have a long weekend. Grab a massage. Even go out and catch up with a friend. Your business cannot rebound. In fact, your business cannot grow unless you are thinking clearly, rationally, and innovatively. So look after yourself first. Number two, accept that anxiety is just part of life. Your business can't rebound, it can't grow. If you're thinking about anxiety all the time, it's a normal part of life. We all face it. It's an emotion. So we need to teach ourselves to accept it and then work through that emotion. Learn how we personally can work through anxiety. But it's important that we do have it. We know that we have it. Morning Cameron, morning Audrey, hope you're doing well. Number three is change your thinking. Start to look at the positives. Start to look for positives in work and in life. When you feel like you're out of control, when you feel like the environment is now controlling you, even when the environment is unpredictable. Just do what you need to do in order to get a few little wins. Do what you need to do so that you don't feel that overwhelmedness. Change your thinking. Now, if you do any research on this, as I did before today, I found that journaling each day allows you to focus on daily wins. These little wins put you back in control. Little wins puts you back in control. So that needs to be the message that I want you to take away from today. Of course, number 4 is just simply breathing. Now, we often hear people say that we should slow our breathing down when we're feeling overwhelmed. But when you do consciously breathe deeper, it triggers a relaxation response in your body, and that can calm anxiety. So at the height of that anxiety, that height of overwhelmedness, take time out and breathe. And breathe. Omid, good morning. Mark Gagnon, good morning. How are you, sir? Number 5, let's live in the moment. Let's live in the moment. When you focus on the week ahead or the years ahead, the unpredictability of the future can increase your stress levels. And the brain automatically moves into, the list of all the uncontrollables. So then you exacerbate that feeling of being out of control. Think one task at a time. Think one moment at a time. One experience at a time. Get back in control, bring you back to the present, and that reduces that overwhelmedness feeling. Okay? Live in the moment. Finally, number 6. Number 6 is the big one, and it's the one that none of you do. No, some of you do it, but not many of you do it. Number 6 is talk. You can and you should seek professional help if you are continually feeling overwhelmed. If overwhelmed is strangling you every single day, then reach out to someone professionally. But if it's not continuous and it's just this kind of in and out feeling of overwhelmedness, find someone to talk to. It could be a group of peers that you talk with. It could be a best mate that you talk with. Conversations are important for us when we're feeling like this. You can chat with people who understand your situation, who can empathize with the challenge that you face, and even provide you some positive feedback or positive direction by just talking to people. I'm very blessed to be involved with Rex Roundtables, and I have seen every single week when we get together an individual, at least one individual, who feels overwhelmed. And when we talk, allow them to talk, the peers around them, the airport, the peers around them can empathize with the challenges. Talking and listening is one of the most powerful ways you can stay in control. It's one of the most powerful ways to reduce that overwhelmedness feeling. Remember, feeling overwhelmed is normal. It's part of what we do. How you respond to that feeling is the difference. It is that response that makes you a human leader. And all teams want to be led by a leader who is human. I've lost count how many times I've been told since March 2019 that running a business is lonely. Leading a department is lonely. And it can be lonely within your 4 walls. Look outside your 4 walls. Look outside those 4 walls to share, to talk, and to listen. Finding people like you, finding people who have been through what you have been through, can empathize with you, guide you, and support you, will help you bounce back stronger as a leader, will help you lead far more stronger, both your family, whether that family be your work family or your department family. Ladies and gentlemen, accept that you will feel overwhelmed at different times, whether it's the end of the month, whether it's the beginning of the month, whether it's the beginning of the week or the end of the week. You will feel overwhelmed at different stages. Get back in control, find some little wins, and that overwhelmed feeling will dissipate. I hope you got some value out of today's show. I hope I've inspired you to perhaps look at a couple of strategies to reduce your overwhelmed feeling. We all face it, and we all think, where do I start? Just start. Look for that little win. But I hope you've enjoyed today's show. If you have, whether you're watching live or on replay, hit me up with a love heart anytime during the show. And please, if you know anyone that could get benefit from some of these strategies, some of these tactics, some of these thoughts, just hit the share button or tag them in the comments below. They will be grateful because they will learn some strategies and tactics to help them out. So I'm off to Melbourne. I'm going to catch a plane for only the second time this year. Should be really interesting. No, it'll be boring as all hell flying for the next hour. But I'll catch you same time next week. Catch you on the flip side.